Hello, Frugal Force. Once again, this is Captain Frugal reporting for duty, and here we are on another road rage segment. You might even hear the GPS in the background telling me to turn. I love leaving my GPS on because, well, it's early morning, and I'm blabbing, or listening to the radio. Sometimes I get in some thought, and I can miss a turn if I'm not careful. So this just sort of says, hey, wake up, make your turn here. I mean, granted, I'm paying attention to the road and everything, don't get me wrong. I pay a lot of attention to the road, cars, leave safety distance, all that fun stuff. Well, anyway, I digress, because, you know, that's what these road rages are. They're pretty much me rambling on about stuff, so I guess I can get sidetracked pretty easy. Anyway, my thoughts today is of comic fan entitlement, okay? Now, don't get all mad yet. Hear me out, okay? So please, hear me out here. Yeah, we're entitled. And we should be. There's the disconnect. So when these comic book writers and things try to be rude, and they say, oh, you're just all a bunch entitled. Well, yeah. When it's your money, it's your disposable income being used on a product, you are entitled to want to enjoy that product. You should not buy a product that you're not enjoying, and you are entitled to voice your opinion on that, especially if it's something that you enjoyed than you didn't. A lot of Marvel writers use that, if you don't like it, don't buy it kind of thing, as a cheap shot to the fans, which, first of all, I've been saying this for years, and I'm glad DNC mentioned it too, because it's brought more attention to it. We're not just fans, we're customers, and I'm going to go on that a little bit in more detail. So yes, we are entitled. Now let's look at the stupidity of that. Imagine how things would have went for Coca-Cola, for example, when they switched to new Coke. If everybody just kept their mouth shut and just bought new Coke, even though they didn't like it. No. Did they? No. They said, we don't want this crap. We want our old Coke back. And what did Coke do? In a hot second, they had classic Coke back on the shelf and made sure you knew it was classic Coke. What does Marvel do? If you don't like it, don't buy it. Do you see the stupidity of that business decision? Do you see the stupidity of that statement? Now, granted, that writer or artist, most likely a writer, but then again, some of these artists are getting pretty bad too, particularly from Marvel. You know, they don't represent the company in their eyes, but they do. Whenever you work for a company, you represent them, especially if you're using your social media platform and you have, I work for Marvel, blah, 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 or whatever company you're working for, you are representing them. If you are getting a signal boost by using that company's name, and you know it, if you don't think so, you're either ignorant or you are a darn liar. A dang liar. That's a dang liar. Okay. They know what they're doing. They're using that platform to signal boost their popularity, and they use it as a platform to speak their mind. I'm perfectly fine with people using platforms to speak their mind. I don't want to deplatform anybody. I believe in our rights. But I also believe in use your platform, not a company's platform. You represent the company you work for. Plain and simple. That's one of the reasons anonymity is a good thing. You know, and they try to use that against people too, because in secret, they don't have anything necessarily against anonymity. What they have against is they lack the ability to shut you down. They want to silence you for that difference of opinion. That's the true matter right there. And so they're going to use any excuse to silence you or discredit you as possible. So getting back to the subject of entitlement, anytime you are a customer, yeah, you are entitled to an opinion on that product. If you buy a product and you've been liking it for years, and it no longer, because of changes, is to your liking, you have the right to dislike it. Now, here's another thing they're not going to like. You have the right to do with your property whatever you feel you want to do, because it is your property. If you want to take that crappy comic book and run it through a shredder, that's your business. If you want to shoot it with your shotgun or your automatic rifle, your assault rifle, oh, trigger, you know, to those people, you have every right. If you want to burn that book Hey, DSC, I know you haven't burned a book in your video, but that idiot keeps claiming you have because he doesn't know what he's talking about. He's mixing you up with somebody else. You know, and Captain Cummings, more power to you. Burn that book. You have every right to burn that book because that is your property. You can do it if you want. It does not matter what these morons think. It is your property. You are entitled to do with it whatever you feel. Do you go to their toilet and say, don't sit on your toilet because your fat butt is killing this thing? No. You know, I swear, you could take a cheese grater and a blowtorch to that comic book if you want to. I pay attention. Good job, guys. They, send those comments. Love it. Well, anyway, so you can do whatever you want to that because we are the customer. If it's your property, you buy it, you can do whatever you want. You can speak of it whatever you want. It is yours. Now, here's the thing. Comic book people, comic book industry, supposedly professionals are acting like children. My wife, just mentioned it too. She said, I can't believe these people are considered professionals. She was like, are they still in junior high? Because of their behavior. I said, no, it's crazy, isn't it? There's some issues there mentally or something. Well, anyway, this is a hobby. You're the customer. This is a disposable income-based business. When your business is based on disposable income, you better be rolling out the red carpet for those customers because you are relying on them having extra money or carving out extra money out of their budget and deciding to use it on your product for usually some form of entertainment. Okay? They are disposable income. That is it. You're operating out of disposable incomes. Therefore, comic book publishers, you are disposable. Get that through your head. Disposable. If the customer does not like your product, if you offend your very customer, they will dispose of you and they will voice it. So people most likely voice more negatively than they do positive. So if you read something, for example, and you absolutely love it, more people will not say as much about if they love it as they will if they hate it. We tend to be that way. And granted, my channel, I try to make sure I pump up things that I enjoy. So right now, let me do a little pumping up of that too. Right now, currently books that are on my pull list that I'm reading. I am reading Iron Fist. I love Iron Fist. Yeah, I'm reading Luke Cage. It's not that great. Defenders is mediocre. Thanos has been awesome. I'm really enjoying Thanos. I recommend Thanos that you read that book. It's been surprisingly good. Super Sons, Superman, Green Lantern Corps, or Hal Jordan, Green Lantern Corps, The Flash, Justice League America. I'm a little bit behind in that. Batman, I'm a little bit behind in Batman. I think I mentioned Super Sons already. I'm loving that. Nightwing, I read that. And my pull list is pretty big, but my pull list has shifted. My pull list used to be 90% Marvel, 10% DC. Very little independent. And now it's 90% DC, 10% Marvel split up with independent. Really, I can't stomach that much of what Marvel's putting out. Oh, I read Captain America some, but it's not exactly on my pull list. And that says a lot. I'm a huge fan of Captain America. It has, a large portion of the run. Secret Empire really kicked me in the balls and as a customer, and I said, well, disposable income is not going on that turd. And Mark Waid doesn't help it any with his attitude. And the book has been, it's been okay. And I'm hoping, and when I say okay, it's, I don't hate it. It's just, it doesn't make me run to get it off the shelf. We'll put it that way. But it's like, okay, hopefully this will be a good issue. And it seems like every time they do the Wade does something good in it, he has to end it with something that makes me scratch my head. I go, really? Because, Wade's all about punching up, which is a bullcrap statement. It's punching, plain and simple. It's a simple way of trying to say I get to punch whoever I want, and I can do that because I diminish the person that I'm hitting, so I can try to make it okay. He has some major cognitive dissonance there. Cognitive dissonance. Look it up. All right. So anyway, I digress, and I'm going to wrap this up pretty quick here. Comics is a disposable industry, and some pros realize that, and they've been reaching out to make it a point to say, hey, We want you. We want you to buy our product. You know, quit hurting the comic book industry. Let's tone down our hate. You know, we have politic views too. You know, we believe in politics and certain things, but we don't need to voice them all. Not in our business setting. That's key right there. So ultimately, that's my thoughts. Comic books is disposable. Let me know in the comments. Do you agree? You don't have to buy comic books. They're not a necessity. And how much, you know, how many books do you tend to buy a month? What's on your pull list? And has it changed over the last few years? I know I'm asking a lot of questions here. Also, what percentage maybe of your pull list was Marvel and DC, and what is it now? You know, how has it changed over the last few years? Or, you know, if you like this video, make sure to you mention it in the comments. So if you do like it, please be sure to hit like and subscribe and help me out and hit that notifications bell. I would really appreciate it. But that helps, I guess, elevate who it shows up in their list of searches and all that crap. Also, if you really want to help me too, you can go down there right into the info bar, and you're going to see that there's a Patreon link that you can help me as little as $1 a month. I only have 2 tiers set up right now, a $1 tier and a $2 tier. Because, yeah, I'm frugal. And I'm looking into some other avenues, maybe a tier that's a little bit higher that gives even a little bit more. I'm trying to give something that makes sure it gives something back good. All right, so I know I went long today, so I thank you for putting up with me. And I hope you enjoy this. Until next time, keep it frugal.